All of us are creatures of habits, yet we like to see ourselves as free-willed, conscious beings. But you know what the truth is? Almost 40 to 95% of what you do every single day is habits you form throughout the years. You make decisions every single day on your future financial situations, sometimes consciously and other times unintentionally. Just like you won't have to remember to brush your teeth in the morning, you just go do it. But you do have to remember to hit the like button, and thank you so much for doing that. Yo, please let me know in the comments below if that was smooth or not. Your habits have a ripple effect that gets compounded over time, and bad money habits are destroying your way to financial freedom. So stay tuned to this video because I promise you, even if you think you are the most frugal person, you're still gonna learn a thing or two. So now, with that being said, let's get into the worst money habits. Paying yourself last. Around 64% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. You might assume that this is a problem for those who only have low earnings, but a matter of fact is that 48% of those making more than $100,000 a year lives paycheck to paycheck as well. People's spending tend to increase the more they make. This phenomenon can be explained by Parkinson's law, where the demand will always expand to consume all available resources. Basically, this means if you have $100 in your wallet and you go to a shopping mall, you're most likely gonna spend all $100. Probably on some stuff you're gonna use once or twice and never touch again. So the next time you get that monthly paycheck, make sure to set aside 10-20% of your salary or whatever percentage you can handle before going on a shopping spree. Your future self will thank you for having extra money in your bank. The next one is buying coffee / micro spending. Let's take a look at what Susan Orman has to say about this.
You go in every single day. It's a ritual. It's part of your day. And you spend $1 to $3 on a cup of coffee, which is approximately $100 a month. An example, $100 a month in a Roth IRA over 40 years is $1 million. So you need to think about it as you are peeing $1 million down the drain after you're drinking that coffee. Do you really want to do that? No. Can you just make coffee at home? Every single penny counts. It's not a need, it is a want. Peeps, if you just simply used your money to purchase needs versus wants, you would find the money to invest in your retirement accounts. You would find the money to get yourself out of credit card debt. You are just really wasting money. I wouldn't buy a cup of coffee anywhere ever, and I can afford it because I would not insult myself by wasting money that way. And I can afford it, and chances are you can't, but you could one day.
I understand this can be sort of extreme, and after the video got posted, there were controversies all over the internet. People were tweeting things like, having my morning coffee, oops, there goes another million bucks. It is kind of funny though. Even the New York Times published an article named, "Here comes some money advice. Just buy the coffee. Skipping your morning caffeine boost won't make you a millionaire." I gotta admit, when I was watching Susie Orman roasting people for buying coffee, I personally felt offended because I buy Starbucks every single day. Just to show you guys how much Starbucks I drink, here's a screenshot of my Starbucks app. Just look at the amount of stars I have. I thought about this and I honestly don't think the problem necessarily lies in the cup of coffee, but rather there's something much deeper that we need to bring up and discuss. The occasional $6 pink drink or vanilla latte from Starbucks won't make you poor. It won't make a big difference in your retirement or you becoming a millionaire. However, the more significant issue is that the accumulation of many small purchases throughout your day that you don't even realize you make. These purchases can truly cause a destruction to your monthly budget. Also, comment down below on what your thoughts about this whole coffee situation. I'm just really curious on what you think about this. The next one is having no emergency fund. According to a survey, more than 75% of Americans have no savings or not enough to cover at least 3 months worth of living expenses. Having an emergency fund is crucial because life is full of surprises in a bad way. Like if you lost your job or your car breaks down, an emergency fund that you set aside can truly be your lifesaver. Just imagine if you had to pay your rent using your credit card with the 20% interest. Phew, don't even want to think about that. I recommend setting aside 3 to 6 months of your living expenses, just in case anything happens. Up next is getting too comfortable in debt. It appears that debt is a cultural norm these days. With the rise of buy now and pay later apps on every platform, debt is being used to purchase even the most basic things. Things like shoes, electronics, pretty much everything you could think of. The fact that people are setting up payment plans for shoes is not a good sign. These little buttons will make you think you can afford the things that you can't actually afford, even creating more desire to buy things. I recommend just staying away from these services. However, I think there are a few exceptions with this rule. Things like purchasing a property, buying a business, paying off your student loan. This falls into a whole different category of good debt. Bad debt takes money away from your pocket, and good debt generates income. If you want to learn more about this topic, I have a video where I talked about how the wealthy uses good debt. Go check it out. Next up is not caring about finances. If you don't care about something, you're not going to put any effort into it. And for the most of us, the topic of finance was never really taught in school. Personally, for myself, even at home, my parents didn't talk too much about money. Yeah, they told me to be frugal and save up money and stuff, but the idea of how to invest, paying taxes, or money in general was never a topic at the dinner table. The worst mindset is having a negative attitude towards money. To think that all rich people are greedy, evil, or some sort. I'm not saying that you want to have an unhealthy obsession with money, but at least respect it. Money, especially in the 21st century, is something we can't live without. Maybe making more money won't necessarily make you more happy, but without money to even cover the most basic living needs will certainly make you miserable. I think most of us chase money just because we want sort of freedom in our life to choose whatever we want, to spend all our times whatever we want, instead of going to a 9 to 5 and just do the things they absolutely hate. The next one is not investing. This is probably by far the most important habit out of the 10. Putting your money to work is crucial, and having the right investing strategy, it will lead you to build wealth and achieve financial freedom. Here's a story that perfectly interprets how anyone can build a massive fortune with the help of long-term investing and compound interest. Ronald Reed worked as a janitor and gas station attendant for the most of his life. When he died in June 2nd, 2014, his face was all over the news media. Surprisingly, he had amassed a total of $8 million fortune when he died, and donated 80% of his fortune to local hospitals and libraries. So how did Ronald Reed manage to accumulate so much wealth? He came from a poor farming family and was the first high school graduate in his family. It turns out all he did was invest in stocks consistently, buying and holding a stock for decades and letting the compound interest do the work. I recommend investing a percentage of your paycheck into an index fund. Just dollar cost average. I know it doesn't sound as sexy as stocks day trading, but studies have shown that you should never time the market. Almost 80% of the time, long-term investing will outperform active fund managers. People that dedicate their whole day pouring millions into company researches. With the power of investing and compound interest, we can do more with less. A budget helps create financial stability. By tracking your income and your expenses, it helps you control your spending, pay your bills on time, and save for major purchases like a car or a home. Turning your financial dreams into a reality. Ultimately, a budget puts a person onto a better financial basis for both long-term and day-to-day basis. Up next is having no retirement plan. 49% of adults aged from 55 to 66 have no personal retirement saving. I think this is a huge missed opportunity with absolutely no downsides at all. The best time to contribute to a Roth IRA is when you are young and not in a high tax bracket, so you don't lose your money to the government. You will also have more time for your money to grow into something bigger. This goes back to the power of compounding we talked about. All earnings from the Roth IRA account are tax-free once you reach the age of 59 and a half. The 401k is another option you could utilize on delaying paying your taxes until retirement, while lowering your taxable income now. A lot of employers will also match your contribution to a certain percentage. This is free money that so many people are missing out by simply not knowing about it. A retirement plan is really important, especially when you get older. You just don't have the energy to work anymore. And who doesn't want to fly to Hawaii and lay on the beach when they retire? All of that costs money too. Also, let me know in the comments below what is the most life-changing habit you formed recently. It doesn't have to be finance related. It's just so everyone watching, including myself, can learn from it. Thank you guys for watching till the end, and if you enjoyed and found the video helpful, all I ask you to do is hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. That would help my channel out greatly, and thank you for doing that. My name is Brian, and I'll see you guys next time.